guys, welcome back to my kitchen. I hope everybody is having a fantastic day today. In today's video, we're going to be making my crock pot barley with pine nuts and currants. It is so good and so easy. The perfect side dish for a busy day. You can just throw it in the crock pot, let it cook on low, you're good to go. We're also going to be making my Italian marinade pan fried chicken. It's so good and easy. So let's get right on into this video, guys, and go over all of the ingredients and we'll get started. Okay guys, so here is everything that you will need. We're going to start over here with the barley. I've just got some quick barley here, but you can use pearl barley if that's what you have on hand or if that's what you like. I've just got some of that. I've got some butter, brown sugar, pine nuts, some currants. You can also use raisins if you can't find currants. I've got some onion here. This is about 1 onion, and we're going to pre-cook this before we add this into the crock pot because this will not cook in the amount of time that the barley cooks. So we're going to cook it first and then add it to the crock pot. I've got some chicken broth here ready to go. I just used the Knorr chicken bouillon powder, added that with some water. That's good to go. I've got some salt and pepper here. And we are ready to move on over to the stove and get this going. Okay guys, so I've got my skillet here and it's over a medium, we'll turn it down to medium-low heat. And then we're going to add in our 2 tablespoons of butter right in there and let that start melting. And we're going to go ahead and add in our onion right in there. We're going to add a little bit of salt, not much, and some pepper. And then we're just going to cook the onions until they're nice and tender. And then we will add these to the crock pot and then add all of the other ingredients and let that cook. So I'm just going to go ahead and cook these down until they're tender, and I'll meet you right back here, and then we'll add them to the crock pot. Okay guys, so I've got my baby crock pot here, and she is looking cute this morning. And I've got my onions here, and they are nice and tender, so all I'm going to do is add them right into my crock pot. Just be careful, you don't want to get burned. And then we will save this skillet for later because we're going to cook some chicken to go with this. And it's going to be absolutely delicious. So I'm going to set this right back on the stove and let it cool down until I need it later. I'm not going to wipe it out because it's got good flavor in there from the onions. And I'm going to move this hot skillet out of the way. And all we're going to do now is add the rest of the ingredients. I'm going to add my brown sugar to my chicken broth here just to break it up a little bit. Get that all mixed in there. And add that right into the crock pot. You can double this recipe if you have a bigger family. I will leave the full written recipe on my blog, so you can head over there and check it out. And you can double it, triple it, however you want, and it'll work out just fine. So we're going to add in our barley, our currants, We're going to leave the pine nuts until later. I don't want to add these yet because I want them to stay crisp. So we're going to add these later. And then we're going to give this a little zhuzh around the crock pot here. And you don't have to add any more salt and pepper. I'm going to add just a little bit, not much at all, because that chicken broth has a ton of salt in it. But I am going to add a little bit more pepper and give that another little zhuzh. And that looks pretty good. And we're going to pop the lid on, and we're going to cook this on low for about 2 hours. You can come in at the 1 hour mark and give it a stir and make sure nothing's sticking to the bottom of the pan or the crock pot. And if it's done, because it's the quick barley, you can go ahead and just add in the pine nuts. If you're using the pearl barley, it might take 2 to 3 hours to cook. We'll just check it at the hour 1 mark and go from there. So we're just going to put the lid on, pop it on low, let it do its thing for a little while, and I'll meet you back here and we'll check on it and see how it's doing. Okay guys, so I've got my barley side dish back here in the crock pot. I just slid it back, and in here I've got 2 chicken breasts that I just cut in half to make 4 chicken breasts, thinly sliced. And we're gonna make a marinade for this, and it's so easy. All you're gonna need is some olive oil. You can add however much you want according to how many pieces of chicken you have. But I will leave this on the blog, or I'll probably have it written down below. If it's not there, it's probably on the blog, so just keep an eye out for that. So I've got some olive oil in there, about 1/4 cup, and then I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar right in there, and then I'm going to add in some honey. You could do sugar if you want, if that's what you have on hand, if you don't have any sugar. So I'm going to do, I don't know, about 1 tablespoon of honey right in there. Add that all in there. My hands are clean. So I've got that in there. I'm going to give my hands a little rinse. Okay, so I'm going to pop the lid back on this and set this out of the way. Now we're going to add a little bit of salt. You can do this to taste. And a little bit of pepper. We're going to add some red pepper flakes, of course, to taste. You can add a little, you can add a lot. I don't want it to be too spicy, so I'm just going to add a little bit. I'm also going to add a little bay leaf right in there. And I'm going to use Italian seasoning because it has all of the spices that I need for this. I'm going to use, I don't know, about a teaspoon and a half of this Italian seasoning. And I'm also going to add some garlic. I don't know, about a clove or 2 right in there. And some lemon juice right in there, about 1/4 cup. And then all you're going to do now is seal this up, let out all of the air. so that marinade can get coated all over that chicken. And then just kind of zhuzh it around, get it all nice and coated all over. And we're going to let this marinate for about an hour. You can pop this in the fridge if you want. I'm just going to leave it sitting out on the counter because it's only going to be for an hour, and then we're going to grill it up. So I'm going to set this in a little dish to the side, and then we will come back when it's ready to cook. Okay guys, so this has been cooking on low for about an hour, and it is not quite done yet, so I'm just going to give this a nice little stir. We'll pop the lid back on it, and then we will let this cook for about another hour, and then we will check it again. Okay guys, so it's been another hour, and this looks so good and it smells even better. This has got just a few more minutes left on it, so we're just going to let it hang out and finish up. Pop the lid back on. It's been cooking for about 2 hours. So we're going to go ahead and move on over to the stove and get the chicken going. Okay guys, so I've got my pan here, and it's still got a little bit of butter left in the pan from the onions. And I'm just going to add just a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to go ahead and add in our chicken that has been marinating, and it smells so good. I've got the heat over medium heat. Turn it down to medium low. I don't want to burn the chicken. So I am just going to cook 2 pieces of chicken because my pan is small, and I'm going to cook them about 2 to 3 minutes per side until they are completely cooked through, and then I'm going to remove them from the pan, cook the other 2, and then I will meet you right back here when we plate it up. Okay guys, so I just took the chicken off the heat, off the pan, and I'm just going to let it chill out in this plate for about 10 minutes just so it can soak up some of those juices. So in the meantime, I'm going to set those right over there, and we are going to add in the pine nuts to our barley here. So I'm just going to add those right in and give this a stir. I'm going to get a little spoon and kind of fluff that up a little bit. And then this will be ready to serve. I will show you what it looks like when we get it all plated up and ready to eat. Alright guys, that is going to wrap up today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed today's cook with me. I know I did, and I cannot wait to dig into this delicious dinner. So if you enjoyed today's video, give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Don't forget to tick that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming videos. And also leave me a comment in the comment section below. It can be anything. I love chit-chatting with all of you. So yeah. I think we're going to go enjoy some dinner, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.